All right, so I'm Kevin Ashcraft here with Troy Wilson, who's currently a student teaching for Bridgewater College. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Troy?
Yeah, I'm a senior here, history, political science major. Have worked with both the football and lacrosse teams here, doing filming for them.
Mm-hmm.
Very love being part of this community. Love sports and athletics. Pretty obvious being part of different sports, and and I've always thought teaching's a great way into coaching because if you remember in high school, a lot of your teachers are
Mm-hmm.
coaches and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I've always thought that was a great way to go. So that's why I kind of chose the teacher ed program here. And coaching's what I want to do, and hopefully I move up, and my goal is the highest level.
That's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about how you've gotten so far within this teaching program here at Bridgewater?
Yeah, started doing like our intro for whatever number 140 class is
Yeah.
like our freshman year and everything, and just take a couple classes, see how you like it and everything, and you do a lot. And after you get to a point, you start doing experiences where you're going out and everything. That's one of the things I think Bridgewater does a great job with their teacher ed program is they give candidates plenty of experience before you get to the student teaching point, and so you kind of have an idea what you're getting into already before you go, and so you don't go,
Mhm.
man, this kind of isn't for me, and then you're kind of SOL after 4 years of college.
Yeah. So you mentioned a little bit about you saw your coaches in high school were also teachers, but at what age did you kind of start thinking about being a teacher, if you could remember?
I don't really know if there was an age I really thought about being a teacher.
Was there a moment, a defining moment where you're like, this is what I want to do?
It's I've kind of wanted to coach, so I always put the two together. So I always thought that was just the way.
Yeah.
So doing this would be a great way. I actually first started when I first got into football was because I want to be a broadcaster. And I thought the best way to get into possibly broadcasting was, well, you get in, play the sport, you learn the sport first, and then you'll be on TV or radio doing the broadcast. So that's actually how I got into football, and then it became my love. And then I decided, you know what, I kind of want to coach. Love the competition aspect. And you don't really get that in the booth as much. You
Yeah.
get that when you're on the field and doing the work from Monday to Friday to get ready for Sunday to Monday to get ready for Saturdays and whatnot, or whenever you play. So that's kind of, and teaching, a lot of coaching is teaching. So I
Yeah.
always have been able to apply what I've learned to both the classroom and the field. So teaching wasn't always my number one goal. Coaching has been, but I've always been able to apply what I've learned, and it's a great method.
Cool. So can you describe what your days used to be like before you were a student teacher? So like an average college day for you.
It would depend on how my schedule is, but pretty much I'd get up, go to class, sleep in class, go back, chill a little bit, go to more classes, and it all depends on your class schedule. I had some semesters where I didn't have Tuesday, Thursday classes, or sometimes didn't have Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
That's pretty cool.
So there are times I had days off, but I would go, and I'd fit time in the early day to do schoolwork and everything, because I always view that as kind of work day. It's kind of how my dad explained things. You get in a habit of doing things like that, it'll make it better in the long run. So I did take that advice he gave me, and kind of viewed that as the path to kind of be as successful in school as I have been. And I've always been a B minus student, so never been straight A's and like
Yeah, me
that.
neither.
But a good student, I would still say. Someone who does take it seriously, maybe not some classes not as seriously as others, but
That's understandable. So, and in transition to that, can you now describe what your average student teaching day is like in comparison to what it used to be like in college?
yeah, I get up earlier.
Yeah. What time do you normally get up? Would you?
About 6:40 is when I get my alarm, yeah. I'm
Lord.
going to one of the high schools here in the county. It's about half an hour away, so you got to prepare for travel time, which is one of the biggest changes, and why I have to get up a lot earlier instead of getting up at 7:40 and just kind of moseying on to class.
Yeah.
It's now, okay, well, I got to prepare. I mean, got to dress up nice. You got to look fly.
Like fly.
It's a professional world, so you gotta be well dressed, shirt, tie, khakis.
I mean, it throws you in the experience pretty quickly, doesn't
yeah,
it?
and it's an enjoyable experience. First week I've enjoyed it, and so it is different. But typically you work, and about, especially depending. I know there are many teachers who do different clubs or whatnot, and school lets out a little bit after 3. But for teachers, that's not when the day ends. It ends when your work is done, either done planning or done grading,
lesson
or
plans and things like that.
yeah, so there's a lot more work than you would really think, and it's enjoyable. I mean, it's something I have enjoyed, and it's just kind of like me thinking coaching. Well, it's like game planning for a game the next week and everything. So it's not, the work is very applicable to what you want to do with your profession, and that's kind of the one thing I've enjoyed about it, is that it all has a purpose. You don't see anything that seems,
It's not busy work. It's
it's not useless work. It has a purpose, and that's probably one of the things I really enjoy is doing work for a purpose. I hate just killing time. Wasting time is wasting money.
Yeah.
So
But could you describe a typical day, or in the best way you can, with your student teaching? I know you can't go into full detail because there's some confidentiality things.
yeah,
But
well,
could you,
about me, so far I've just been observing. I haven't taken full over the class yet, but that's one thing I've really this program does that I think is really good compared to others. Is other programs, they kind of throw you in a fire and you figure it out while you're burning. Here they kind of, you get eased into it, and there's a transition period built into it. And that's really nice because having connections to students prior hand, it makes teaching better. It's more authentic and everything.
Yeah.
And you can kind of relate to a student better and everything. And having this transition period from being a student yourself into being a professional and being the leader, essentially, the head person, has been really great. And that's the part I'm in right now still. I haven't taken over full control yet, but I'm able to communicate with the cooperating and learn that communication's a big thing because they've done it for a while now. I know my teacher, he's done it for, I think, probably about 8 or 9 years already. And so there's experience, wisdom comes with experience and everything. So you're able to really gain this experience through communications, and you get really prepared better. And that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, is actually seeing how I can do on my own a little bit. I know I've taken over some aspects of the lessons, becoming involved with the students, so they're familiar with me. They're familiar that I know my stuff. I can talk to them right. I'm good at leading instruction, but it's still not to where I'm fully taking it over.
all right, that's pretty cool. So, switching gears a little bit, well, not too much, but what would you say you like most about student teaching? Like, what's just a good thing you like about it?
There are several great things.
Yeah. Well, pick like your top 3, if you can.
I would say I really enjoy, I believe a lot in education, helping people, and that's the way I feel like people get better. And just being a teacher, you're doing that. That's always been something I've loved about teaching, is that you're helping people and you're pushing people to become better. Sometimes they don't like it, but the people who push you, generally it's for the good or for the better. And so that's probably the one thing I've just loved about teaching and coaching also in general, is that you're trying to help people get better. And I've learned from family who have also been, I have family who are also teachers and everything. Education's how you improve yourself greatly in society. You can come from a low class to a higher class if you become smarter and you work hard at it. So that's the one, I would say, the best benefit of being a teacher is that you get to see students
You can help kids become nothing better themselves.
Yeah, you can see people who want better and they want to do things well, or they have something they really enjoy and they want to become great at. You can help them, push them towards that direction and everything.
Cool. And so, on the opposite of that, what do you like least about it? Waking up?
Yeah, probably getting up at 6:40, especially living in my house where they're kind of crazy. But that's probably, and you know, if that's the worst thing, then it's a great profession.
There could be many other worse things. That's honestly not bad.
If that's honestly the worst thing, then it's not too. I can handle that. I've always been kind of a morning person, so I don't mind if I can get to bed on time. If I get enough sleep, you prepare for it. It's not that. It's manageable.
All right. What types of problems could you expect? Like, if I was a student teacher, what type of problems could you warn me to expect?
It's just a different time management aspect. That's because you get into after you transition your freshman year into college life, you get into a routine most likely, and this is a totally different routine. So you're almost going back to that feeling of a freshman year of having to figure out your time management, right, and everything. That's probably the biggest change, and that really because you're now working about an 8 to 5 job, and
I mean, yeah, it's a job experience, definitely. I mean, we used to. You're going half the day now, which is funny because it used to be all around us.
yeah, no, it's totally different. And so things I've done before with helping the lacrosse team, I'm not as involved in much anymore. But
You got to budget your time better.
yeah, it's a totally different time budget. But obviously, teachers have free time because they're coaching or doing things.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
both my parents are teachers, so I knew that they got some free time.
So yeah, it's different, but it's enjoyable.
So back in the student teaching, or we've already been in it. Do you have any like humorous experiences that you've had so far? Anything funny that you can share?
The teacher, I don't know if there are any certain experiences I can go into, but I'm just say teachers are when students aren't around as much, they're a good joke. That's a good time, and you get to see more personalities and whatnot. So teachers they're different behind when they're not in front of students.
I can vouch for that too with my mom being a teacher. I've heard some funny things. And how has student teaching changed your personal life at all, if any?
Really hasn't changed my personal life, I guess. Again, probably going with it's a different routine and everything. That's probably just the difference. Biggest difference is having different management and everything. Is instead of again walking to class 3 minutes away, it's okay, you gotta get up. Especially living here where it's really cold, you have time to defrost your car. I've had some days like that where it's like, okay, well here's an extra 5 minutes I have to build in to de-ice my car to go.
It seems like the program is doing a really good job though with getting you prepared because that's gonna be what you have to do eventually. So it's
and I give high praise to the teacher ed program here. In all the classes, what you learn in class is very applicable to teaching, and you get the experience. So yeah, there is trial and error in there, but that's just kind of sometimes how the cookie crumbles.
All right, and we'll wrap it up with a few more questions. Do you have any recommended tips for any students trying to become a student teacher here or get into the program?
Talk to the professors here and everything. Talk about
Be active.
Yeah, be active in it. Talk to them. Tips. I mean, you really have to enjoy or have an idea that you're going to enjoy it beforehand before you even try it. Because if you don't go in wholehearted, you're going to flop, and then it's going to be more of a struggle, and you'll not enjoy the little things. You have to. That's part of the thing. You have to enjoy doing the little things, and that's how you get the most out of it.
All right, and last question: what do you plan on doing after you become a teacher? Well, like eventually, what would be your ideal field of teaching? And obviously, you want to coach, but focusing on the teacher part of it, what would be?
Well, I'm a history political science major, and I love history, especially U.S. So if there was something, I'll be teaching U.S. history. That's my favorite subject. I mean, it's the story of America. It's how I view it, and so I love all the good things, all the bad things, learning what's happened in this country. And growing up in Virginia, the Civil War is always very interesting to me. There's lots of things around here, Revolutionary War, and then like World War II, which the D-Day Memorial is there in Bedford. So there's a lot of history involved just here where I grew up in Virginia, and so I've always just kind of loved that, and U.S. history is kind of the one thing. There are many other great elective topics you could also do in history, which is another thing. I just love learning about how we got to where we are today, and so being a history teacher, you're kind of helping show students this.
All right, well, this has been Kevin Ashcraft and
Troy Wilson,
and talking about student teaching for BC Voice. Thank you, Troy, and I hope you had a good time.
Well, thanks for having me, Kevin.